Hello and welcome to leg 6 of our tour of Germany. As you can see on screen right now, we have the map of our tour and see we have completed 5 legs. We are currently at New Brandenburg, which is a hybrid civilian and airbase, and we are heading next to Berlin. Um, which is obviously a major civilian airport. It used to be known as the Schoenfeld Airport until actually just 2 years ago. Still shows up that way to uh, in flight sim, I believe, but that's all right. Let's see if all right. So we're gonna be heading in. We've already kind of identified where the GA zone there is. Alright, so with that in mind, I think we'd all like to get started. Alright, we're on the ramp here. It is early sunrise currently in Germany, so this will be a nice sunrise departure and landing early morning into Berlin. I'm going to go ahead and get us some lights going here so we can see what's going on. Bring our brightness up. We are considering this a daytime departure, even though technically we're in early sunrise. This is daytime departure. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and quickly get our flight plan
system
loaded.
Test. Okay.
Alright, terrain awareness warning is ready. Alright, so route of flight as we're expected to go off runway 9. That may change. We're taking the Tier 1U to Tierme departure. And we're expecting runway 7 left via the Ketep arrival. That'll probably, as we get close to Ketep, be replaced with the runway 7 left approach of some kind. It's possible we're going to end up on the 25 right. But we know we want 7 left or 25 right, so if we get offered the other one, we will request a correction. The other thing I'm going to do here is load this chart. Courtesy of Navigraph Charts. I do appreciate Navigraph Charts here for this. So, this is our inbound from Ketep. We want to be at 5,000 feet at Augbur. And then we're going to descend down to 4,000 feet after that. So, I can go to my flight plan, go to Augbur, and put in 5,000 feet as an expected altitude. And enable VNAV. Maintain that 3-degree flight path angle. So, once we're at cruise, our VNAV profile here will get filled in. In the meantime, here's our airport. We are not in night ops anymore, so we will be able to taxi on Echo back to runway 9 for the departure. We are assuming runway 9 based on available weather. That could change. And departure, we're on the Tierney departure, because we need to be at 4,000 feet at Tierney. So that's going to be our initial climb altitude. Obviously that's unless directed otherwise by ATC. And we are assuming, again, that we're going off of runway 9. So that's actually just a literally straight off the end of the runway and on course. So with that in mind, we're going to arm the FMS mode on the flight director right away. And target a 10-degree pitch up for our initial climb. Alright, so that is flight plan loaded and initial briefing complete. Go ahead and get our nav lights on and our strobe lights on as soon as we're ready for startup. Real quick over to the PFD, I want to turn it on speed bugs. And everything else is the way I want it, so I'm going to leave that as is. Back to my flight plan real quick. Go here, go to waypoint info, frequencies. I'm going to set radar to my standby and traffic to active. Alright, and I'm going to put this back into map mode because I do want traffic alerting. And set that back to standby as it always starts on altitude reporting. It should stand by on a cold and dark. Alright. Alright, so we're ready to initiate startup here. I always hold the brakes. I don't trust the parking brake for startup. Make sure everything is off. Do our annunciator light tests. I should have 5 green lights here. Got 2 windows, both have 2 lights. And master warning caution. And my flight mode panel, flight control panel is lit, as well as the level light is lit. Alright. Check down. When I release it, they come back solid green. Lights test. Alternating gear unsafe and 3 green. Perfect. Alright, that's our annunciator testing. Bring the fuel pump on. Strobes on. Bring up timers. Engage the starter and engage the timer. Now I'm watching for 20% NG.
Aural warning, okay.
There's 20%. Introduce fuel to low idle. I'm watching NG to continue to climb towards 60% and that ITT stays under control. Oil pressure and oil temperature have come into the green. Alright, looks like we have stabilized. I'm gonna go ahead and go to high idle. I'm gonna leave it feathered for now. And bring on air conditioning, probe heaters, inertial separator, and then shift the fuel pump. We'll put it to, or fuel selector. We'll set it to auto select once we are ready for takeoff. Waiting for that inertial separator to come online. If you are catching me live on Twitch and you're on a platform that shows widgets, I do have as an overlay available the Flight Sim Track widget. So this is something you can pop up and it'll show you my current location in the world. Alright, that's the inertial separator on. We are ready for departure.
Echo Delta Bravo November traffic Daher November 216 Bravo Echo is taxiing to runway 09er.
Alright, bring the throttle out of, prop out of feather, and add just a little bit of power to get the taxi started here. I want to make it a tight turn so I don't hit this guy, even though that's not going to count against me. And it's really not possible to completely miss him, but I like to pretend. And I use a little bit of brakes to keep my speed under control as I am at idle throttle. As we taxi out here, we'll go ahead and bring in one notch of flaps. That puts us at takeoff flaps. I can see, looking back, that those are in fact set, and I can see that on my instruments here. Add a little bit of nose up trim. Get us. I like to be on the tail end, or I should say the nose high end of the takeoff arc. Come out here and go ahead and get all of our lights set. Low cabin lights. I'm going to go ahead and turn my floodlights back off. I don't really need them at this point. Nice clear skies day. And we are fully configured for takeoff, so we can roll right in to take off here. do a quick check on my stream settings. Quick check of my expected fuel on landing. So that's good to have on hand. I'm expecting 672 pounds, which is my handy dandy calculator here. Just line up imperial gallons with pounds, actually US gallons with fuel pounds. That's what I want. Someday I'll get a face cam and I'll be able to show you guys me using the E6B here. So it's actually really handy. So I'm looking at 110 gallons on board on landing, I believe. So I'll be able to use that to monitor.
Echo Delta Bravo November traffic Daher November 216
See, nobody on the
Bravo
runway,
Echo taking
nobody
off
final.
runway 09er straight out
Departure path is clear as well. So here we go. Brakes, and gear is coming up. And let the nose come back down a bit. Goal here will be to hold 122 knots on the initial climb out here. Go ahead and bring the flaps up. And it's all about the trim. And once I've got the aircraft trimmed comfortably here, which we now do, I can come back to my navcom, switch nav, find out I had the wrong frequency anyway, and request flight.
Bremen approach Daher November 216 Bravo Echo is type Daher TBM 9 3 miles east of Echo Delta Bravo November 3,000 feet. Request flight following.
Daher November 216 Bravo Echo Bremen approach. Squawk 0237.
Now squawk 0237.
Daher 6 Bravo Echo radar contact 4 miles east of Echo Delta Bravo November 3,900 feet. Altimeter 30.12.
Roger Daher 6 Bravo Echo. Bremen Climb and approach Daher November 216 Bravo Echo 5 miles south of Echo Delta 26. Request IFR to Schoenfeld. Ready to copy.
Daher November 216 Bravo Echo is cleared to Schoenfeld Airport as filed. Squawk 0237.
Daher November 216 Bravo Echo cleared to Schoenfeld Airport as filed. Squawk 0237.
Daher 6 Bravo Echo readback correct. Radar contact 4,100 feet. Altimeter tree 0.12 continue to be in 304 turning and following heading 085 resume on navigation climb and maintain 9,000 feet.
Up to 9,000.
Continue to BN 304 turning and following heading 085. Proceed on course climb and maintain 9,000 feet. Daher 6 Bravo Echo.
Daher 6 Bravo Echo contact Berlin Center on 125.8. Good day.
125.8 Daher 6 Bravo Echo. Berlin Center Daher November 216 Bravo Echo is at 5,400 feet, climbing 9,000 feet.
Daher November 216 Bravo Echo Berlin Center altimeter 30.12 continue to Termi as planned.
Berlin Center Daher 6 Bravo Echo. Request 13,000 feet.
Daher 6 Bravo Echo climb and maintain 9,000 feet, expect 13,000 feet.
Climb and maintain 9,000 feet, expect 13,000 feet. Daher 6 Bravo Echo.
Alright, we have our clearance. We're now out of the departure range. We're heading to our arrival. Look at VNAV. VNAV is enabled with the target. I am hoping here for a climb. Very
Daher
soon.
6 Bravo
There it
Echo
is.
climb and maintain 13,000 feet.
All the way up to 13,000.
Climb and maintain 13,000 feet. Daher 6 Bravo Echo.
Alright. So one of the beauties of hand flying versus letting the autopilot level off is the autopilot would have to start to level off and then get back established in the climb. I can sit here and go, actually, I would like to not do that. I'd like to just keep climbing, counting on what I think ATC is going to do. Alright, at this point, I'm going to turn off my landing lights. And the inertial separator. I'm going to bring the yacht amber on.
Daher 6 Bravo Echo, you are 65 miles north. Maintain present heading and altitude. Expect VOR DME runway 07 right approach via Katap transition. Clear to Katap.
Alright, we're going to select
Stand by
another
Daher
approach.
6 Bravo Echo.
Daher 6 Bravo Echo roger.
I want the RNAV to 7 left via Katap. And
Stand by Daher 6 Bravo Echo.
Daher 6 Bravo Echo roger.
runway 7 left.
Daher 6 Bravo Echo, would like RNAV runway 07 left approach, CATAP transition, landing runway 07 left.
Daher 6 Bravo Echo, you are 62 miles north. Maintain present heading and altitude, expect RNAV runway 07 left approach via CATAP transition. Clear to CATAP.
Alright, I will take that.
Daher 6 Bravo Echo descend and maintain 9,000 feet.
Descend and maintain 9,000 feet, expect RNAV runway 07 left approach via CATAP transition, cleared to CATAP Daher 6 Bravo Echo.
RNAV 7 left, via CATAP, load, activate. We're now heading direct to CATAP. Excellent. And I want the chart on. Now I know, I'll point out, I did switch the autopilot on, because I'm going to be briefing an approach here. And real quick, I want to get VNAV prepped here. Oh, come on.
Daher 6 Bravo Echo, please expedite your descent 9,000 feet.
Where is CATAP? There's CATAP at 5,000 feet and Ogber at 5,000 feet. Okay. So, flight plan. CATAP at 5,000 feet. Enter. Map. Heading down to 9,000 feet. Flight director off, altitude off, or sorry, autopilot off, altitude off.
Daher 6 Bravo Echo, please expedite your descent 9,000 feet.
And I'm going to lower the nose manually and trim this out myself. Meanwhile, coming back to the chart. Focused on my route here. It's pretty straightforward. Rectangle in, turn only 7 left. Minimums are 200 feet, so we'll go ahead and set that. So I'm going to set speed bug. Minimums, we're going to do radio altitude, minimums of 200 feet. Passing through 11,000, landing light coming back on, and inertial separator coming back on. Alright, so it looks like we're maintaining 5,000 feet till Ogber, then we're descending to 4,000 feet, turning final for the heading into the final fix. Turning final, maintain 4,000 feet for 4 miles before catching the guidance. This is an LPV approach. Alright, inertial separator is on. Not get further descent instruction. Interesting. I expected to there. Alright, I'll go ahead and let the autopilot sort that out while I continue to brief here. Pappy to the left. Isles of 2 lighting. I mean, it's clear weather, so I'm expecting to see the runway right away. Missed approach is 65 degrees to 4,000 feet. Oops. And we are, and it's a left turn to DB 915 and then over to Akbar to hold, but we'll probably get clearance back in at that point right away. Not expecting to go missed today, but always brief the missed approach just in case. Alright, and we are set for 7
Tower 6
left.
Bravo, Echo descend and
Right, there
maintain
it is.
5,000 feet.
Descend and maintain 5,000 feet, Daher 6 Bravo Echo.
I'm going to steer it down with the VNav. We are turning to Akbar now. So I do actually want to slow us down because we have a max of 230 knots crossing Akbar, and we'll exceed that on this VNav here. And I do want to look at the map. And so we're going to cross 5,000 feet. The important thing is that we hit 5,000 feet before Akbar, and this blue arch here is our 5,000 feet. So back to our chart. Alright, that's all looking good. Next thing I'm going to brief here is the airport environment itself. So as we land, we're going to roll out. And I've already pre-read this, so I'm not going to go into too much detail here, but airport instructions are to pull off on Lima 5 basically no matter what for this direction for my size aircraft. So I have to pull off on Lima 5. And then I'm heading to Lima 6, or then I'm going to head down either Delta or Charlie to
Tower
Apron
6
4.
Bravo, Echo contact, Berlin approach on 136.105. Good day.
136.105 for Daher 6 Bravo Echo. Berlin approach Daher November 216 Bravo Echo is at 7,300 feet, descending 5,000 feet.
Daher November 216 Bravo Echo Berlin approach altimeter 30.10 continue to Akbar as planned.
Alright, 3010 is our altimeter. I'm going to go ahead and try to pick up the idiots here real quick. It's 1, 2, 3, 7, 8. I'm just going to put monitor on.
Schoenfeld Airport Information, Quebec 0300 Zulu. Wind 071 at 6. Visibility, tree. Sky condition, clear. Temperature, 15. Dew point, 10. Altimeter 30.09er. ILS runway 07 left and ILS runway 07 right in use. Landing and departing runway 07 left and runway 07 right. VFR aircraft see direction of flight. All aircraft read back hold short instructions. Advise controller on initial contact UF Quebec. Schoenfeld Airport Information,
Alright,
Quebec
we have
0.
Quebec. Winds are basically down the runway, as we expected them to be. I can ignore what it was saying about visibility, because there's a glitch in Flight Sim where if the visibility is ceiling and visibility okay, it says 3-mile visibility, which is legal VFR. CAV okay actually means minimum 6-mile visibility, but in practicality it means there's nothing to report. pretty stable on the approach here. I do see somebody in what I believe is the Honda Jet out there. Probably just taking off. Intercepting 5,000 feet. Since that's intercepting 5,000 feet, I'm going to go ahead and dial in our 4,000 foot next descent and have that prepped. Looking at 117 gallons fuel on board on landing now, which is 7 gallons above what I was planned for, so we're good on fuel. It's always good to check that even on a flight this short that's you just didn't have time to check. Hey, I've got a moment, I'm not doing anything else, I want to check my fuel. I'm also going to reset my head tracking 1 second. There we go. Didn't get up very high, so technically didn't even need pressurization today, but and we're actually unpressurized now as we're getting ready to land. And yeah, relatively uneventful flight, but you can never count on that. You always want to be kind of aware of what's going on, paying attention to your aircraft, paying attention to what's going on around you. If you're going to hand fly, you want to make sure you're hand flying intelligently. All that fun stuff. Alright. One bit of traffic out there. Unrestricted. We got nothing coming up on the chart. About this time I usually will set traffic map on the PFD and bring up
Tower 6 Bravo Echo contact Berlin Center on 125.8. Good day.
Going to 125.8 Daher, 6 Bravo Echo. Berlin Center, Daher November, 216 Bravo, Echo, 5,000 feet.
Daher November 216 Bravo, Echo Berlin Center altimeter 30.08. Continue to Ogber as planned.
grab the airport chart. Zoom in here.
Dollar 6 Bravo Echo descend and maintain 4,000 feet. Keep speed not above 210 knots.
Alright, that was our instruction to descend.
Descend and maintain 4,000 feet. Keep speed not above 210 knots. Daher 6 Bravo Echo.
I want to get ground queued up here. I got both ground frequencies set on COM 2, so I can switch to COM 2. Alright, and now I'm going to use a gentle pitch down and back on the throttle to descend to 4,000 feet.
Dollar 6 Bravo Echo contact. Berlin approach on 136.105. Good day.
136.105 for Daher 6 Bravo Echo. Berlin approach Daher November 216 Bravo Echo is at 4,500 feet, descending 4,000 feet.
Daher November 216 Bravo Echo Berlin approach altimeter 30.08. Continue to DB 542 as planned.
Alright. We're intercepting 4,000 feet. I'm going to maintain 200 to 210 here until turning final, and then I'm going to slow it down significantly. I'm going to let the autopilot go ahead and kind of manage the turn here as single pilot, quicker aircraft. I'll definitely take over for the end of the approach here, but I'm going to let the autopilot handle the turn to final while I, at the same time, start slowing this down. Just do a quick pre-final check. Landing lights on. Strobe light is on. Nav light's on. Ignition, boost pump, and fuel selector on auto. Lifter trim is on. Inertial separator is on. Pitot heat is on. Stall heat is on. We are getting ready to make our turn to final, as we're going to land into the sunrise in Berlin. So it's going to be honestly, this is just, I love this time of day for flying. There's a reason this is called the golden hour. The sunrise, sunset hours are called the golden hour. They add just this richness of color that is so difficult to get any other time of the day. Technically, because it's flight sim, I could do it with a reshade, but alright. Actually, just realized we've still got 12 miles to go to final. And I see a Cessna 172 out there. What are the chances he's also headed to Berlin? When we turn final, we have 4 miles level and a 9-mile descent. So that's good to know, because that means we're actually still going to be descending quite a bit as we turn towards the runway. At 3 miles to
Tower
turn.
6 Bravo Echo, you are 18 miles west of Schoenfeld. Contact Berlin Tower on 118.805 when inbound.
Tower on 118.805 Daher, 6 Bravo Echo. Berlin Tower Daher November, 216 Bravo Echo, 17 miles west inbound RNAV
Alright,
runway
I think I
07
make out the
left
runways
approach.
there just barely.
Tower November 216 Bravo Echo Berlin Tower. Altimeter 30.08 when 069er at 7. Cleared RNAV runway 07 left approach.
Alright, we're clear for the approach.
Cleared RNAV runway 07 left approach Daher, 6 Bravo Echo.
And we are dealing with now just the reality as we make this turn here. The wind is going to be coming basically right down the pipe at us. So, not a lot of crosswind correction is going to be needed on this landing. We're just going to kind of fly it straight in, smooth and even. I just want to make sure I get slowed down to 178 knots prior to intercepting the glide path, which is in 1.7 miles here. So I gotta keep this energy coming out. I have armed the approach in the autopilot and flight director control here. And there's the glide path starting to come down now for final approach. We're going to hold that 4,000 feet until the glide path reaches us. And there it is. And so I bring in the first notch of flaps and the gear. You can look out and see that the flaps are coming in. And I'm watching my gear on safe lights here. And there's my 3 green. Alright, we have begun our descent, so now I can set my missed approach altitude, which is also 4,000 feet, so I'm going to leave that alone. And I'm going to let the autopilot fly the glide path here as I ease the aircraft back. I want to get to about 122 knots in order to put in the last notch of flaps. And I want to be there no later than 3 miles to the runway, which, as it turns out, is coming up quick. As we cross that 122 knots, we can bring in full landing flaps, which is going to cause us to slow down much faster. And our goal here is going to be to stabilize at 85 knots. Alright, before I take control back of the aircraft, I'm going to bring up the taxi chart. Autopilot's disengaged. It's all me now. Got a little bit of crosswind up here at altitude. Starting to come out as we get closer and closer to the runway.
Tower 6 Bravo Echo 1066 at 10. Clear to land runway 07 left.
Cleared to land runway 07 left Daher, 6 Bravo Echo.
Alright, so it turns out, getting a little high here, need to get... Still got that right crosswind right now, but it's going to shift to a left crosswind so we get close to the runway according to the reports. Kick off the yacht amper here. And at this point, I mean, I'm still flying the approach, but I have the runway in sight and a good sight picture as well. But I do not neglect my instruments because I am on an instrument approach. So you fly the approach to the runway. And technically you fly the approach to minimums. Even if you have the runway in sight, you just keep an eye on the runway as you bring it down towards minimums. There's now the crosswind is kind of shifting on us. That's what I was expecting. So now the crosswind is coming at us a little bit different angle. So we need to adjust our crab angle to keep the runway centered. Not afraid to trim late in the approach. If I feel that the aircraft is trying to stabilize at the wrong attitude, the wrong airspeed, I can still add some trim. Now got wind coming basically straight at us. And we're just a little bit high, but that's okay. And here is minimums.
Minimums.
There's the minimums call. And we are landing. And that is nice and clean. Go ahead and start to bring that power out. And we're down. Bring in the reverse thrust. But not too aggressively if we want to roll out to Lima 5.
Next taxiway.
So we are going to roll all the way out to Lima 5 here. While we're rolling out, I'll go ahead and raise the flaps and turn off the inertial separator and start the 5-minute timer on that. Alright, as we roll out, shout out to Tassie Surfer, welcome to the channel. Hope that was an enjoyable approach for you.
Tower 6 Bravo Echo turn, next taxiway.
Alright, this is our turn off. And the brakes a little bit, we're going a little fast, but it is a high-speed turn off.
Tower 6 Bravo Echo contact ground on 129.505.
129.505 for Daher 6 Bravo Echo.
Alright, so we're going to get across the hold short lines here. And then stop. And switch over to ground.
Berlin ground Daher November 216 Bravo Echo taxi to parking.
Daher November 216 Bravo Echo Taxi to General Aviation Parking via Daher November 216 Bravo Echo Taxi to General Aviation Parking using taxiway Lima 5 Delta Lima 6.
Alright, that's what I was expecting. Lima 5 Delta Lima 6. And into the ramp.
Taxiing to General Aviation Parking via taxiway Lima 5 Delta Lima 6 Daher 6 Bravo Echo.
Go ahead and shut off the flight director there. Watching for traffic on the ground, I don't see any. So we're turning left here onto Delta and then an immediate right turn onto Lima 6 up here. And as we turn onto Lima 6, go ahead and turn off our taxi lights and pulse lights. And I'm going to be watching to see if there's anyone here ready to marshal us. Which, yes, there is someone ready to marshal us into parking over there. So we will head over to that. them here. Stopped. I'll set the parking brake, however I'm not releasing my feet off the brakes until I shut the engine down. Meter's coming off. Fuel select to manual. Electric trim is coming off. And there's the 5 minutes already, so we can go ahead and not lower our flaps. Go ahead and shut down the engine. With that, I'll go ahead and take my feet off the brakes. I'm gonna get the bleed off. Turn off the boost pump. Kill our lights. And shut down. Alright, well that was our flight. 38 minutes, 40 seconds en route. And for some reason, Flight Sim decided I did not take off or land. If anybody could explain this to me, why Flight Sim does this, I would love it. I don't know why Flight Sim does this. Where, I mean, we clearly took off. We clearly landed. Did we just, I don't know, not count as airborne for 38 minutes and 40 seconds? Couldn't tell you. Either way, we are in Berlin. That is leg 5 of our tour complete. Go ahead and bring back up the map. So, we made it to Berlin. Now we are heading on to, what is next? Also, the map did not come up. Why is the map not coming up? Now the map's up. Okay. Where are we going next? Next is Dresden. Echo Delta Delta Charlie. That's where we're going to be heading next. That will probably be tomorrow night. It might be Thursday night. Just have to see where time lands. I am probably going to be back in just a little bit here for the next leg of my Dark Star tour. So that's also a thing going on. Dark Star tour. I've so far done Minneapolis to London Heathrow. I'm going to continue from London to Paris. Let's do a nice short hop in the Dark Star, which should be an interesting change of pace. And that is a world tour I'm doing with the Dark Star. I'm hitting a few interesting places around the world, and I'm just going to do a whole trip around the world. I do post these videos to both Twitch and YouTube. I stream them live on Twitch and then post to YouTube. So feel free, if you enjoyed this flight, to follow or like and subscribe. If you want to catch me live, I'm on Twitch. If you are wanting to just keep going on YouTube, I do post these usually about 3 to 4 days later to YouTube, and I will be maintaining a playlist on YouTube.